My father started sexually assaulting me at age 4, and my mother was shut off as far as emotionally, and so there was not a lot of emotional support as I grew up as a kid. So I at 11 already knew that your history books are lies because the history I read in my country did not match the history you guys have here in the US. And the only one profiting is the liar. And but yet the history keeps repeating itself, and people wonder why everything's messed up here. And you can't just go there to the library and be like, no, you have to have special clearance.
Yep.
So the question is, what is so important that if we read one time, it would literally alter all of it? What is so important that they can't not tell the rest of us? Why?
Why was the Library of Alexandria burned down?
Oh, they said it was burned down, but
oh, you think something else? You think
no, they have. How else do you think they have all these books?
Okay, I'm here in Charlotte, and I'm here with
Sydney.
Sydney. How are you doing, Sydney?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So this interview is a little different from my normal interviews. I usually interview people that I see on the streets, and it's you. I saw you. I drove by. I saw you walking with your coffee, and you looked interesting. So I decided to stop and talk to you. And when I saw you on this trail, you were sitting down with the grasshopper.
I was.
And you said you were meditating.
I was with the grasshopper.
Yeah, so that's interesting itself. So how did you get into meditation? We'll start off there.
Okay, so I am 52, and I started meditating right around COVID, right during that time when it happened. I was questioning a lot of different things, and of course nobody was working. There was a lot of downtime. And so I started to learn and practice breath work, which is meditation, which is calming your mind and calming your body and calming the energy that is in the body and calming the mental chatter that is making you just all the time. So I had to learn how to do that in a way where I felt better after I meditated. And then I learned that meditation is very important in regulating your body, your nervous system, also your mind and your heart health, and also the connection between the head and the heart. It helps bridge that connection. And then the breath work actually helps clear a lot of energy out, because a lot of our emotions are inside of our skin, or inside of it's called fascia. And we store a lot of our past energies, even from the time we were born, or it's in our fascia. And so breath work helps release that and helps you work through that energy so that you are creating new energy and clearing out your karma so that you can start living outside of what the program is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And I wanted to talk because we've spoken for a little while before I even turned the camera on, and you told me you speak 5 languages. You're not from the country, so how about we get into that? What country are you from?
So I am Hungarian. I'm from Romania. I came here in 1982, okay. And I speak English is my 5th language. So my born language is Hungarian. I had to learn to speak Romanian because I lived in Romania. And in Romania, most kids learn to speak 3 languages automatically at a very early age. So wow. They learn Hungarian, they learn Romanian, and they learn German. So most people outside of the United States, especially younger kids, they don't speak one language. They speak multiple languages. But here in the U.S., it's mostly just English. So but English was my 5th language, and so because of that, I have a lot of awareness of how languages are created, meanings behind words, and the intonation and the etymology and the history of language. So I find the English language to me is very interesting because it comes with a lot of layers of definitions that are confusing and are kind of a cloaking it's very interesting. The English language is not a very clear language. It's not a very forgiving language, and it's very limited in uh, how you can communicate. So
Yeah.
I've learned that.
I hear it's one of the more difficult languages to learn because there's so many different words, different rules, and
Because the
that don't
integrity,
make-
because the English language challenges the integrity of things.
Yeah.
Because, yes, that's the difficult part. That's why it's so hard, because we are intelligent beings. Our bodies, our brains are very intelligent. And when something that is not intelligent comes into our being, it gets fractaled or it gets dispersed, and we try to have to figure it out. So the English language is like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you moved here, did your whole family move here with you? Or?
Yeah, so I have my whole family moved here. My father, so the story is my father at the time, we lived in Romania where it was communist. And so Ceausescu was getting ready to be assassinated, or they were already trying to get him. But he was on the blacklist, which meant that
Oh,
he...
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, which meant that he's what they call he'll be assassinated. So, of course, he didn't want that, so he had to escape. And the way the laws were at that time, when you escape a country, you get put in jail, then for a year, and then you get released back into the country that you came from. But my father didn't want that to happen, so when he was released from being in jail for a year, he escaped and went over to Austria, which Austria at the time was a neutral country, which means that he was safe. So he had to serve a year in jail in Austria, and then he became a citizen in Austria, and then got paperwork for us to leave Austria and then to move to America as with a sponsor, of course. So
Wow.
so it was a process, but I was during that time I was there was a 4-year separation between my father and my mother, which was interesting. And so there was a lot of I still remember a lot of it, but at that time, my father, both my parents, obviously everybody comes with a lot of history. Our bones and our muscles and our skin carry a lot of history. So we do things we don't know why we're doing them. We hurt people. We do all kinds of stuff to people because our emotions are inside us and we can't read them. So my parents came from difficult upbringing. So there was not a lot of very harsh environment, not a lot of love there. My father started sexually assaulting me at age 4, and my mother was shut off as far as emotionally, and so there was not a lot of emotional support as I grew up as a kid. So when my father escaped for that time, because of the fact that the environment was so harsh, it kind of allowed other things to happen, like a younger, probably a teenage, maybe 12, 13-year-old ended up assaulting me during that time. So there was just a lot of, by the time I came to the US, I felt like I was already 40 years old as far as my experience, because my mom also was going through depression, and I guess it was overwhelming because there was a period where she used to go to the Capitol and she'd come home completely beaten up. Like I don't know, she didn't want to talk about it, but anything like rape, I mean, she came home like she was literally beaten up. And so she, for me not to see that, she sent me to my grandmother's for about a year so that she, could do what she needed to in private. So there's a lot of hardship and a lot of pain there. And so, nothing has been as it is. Everything has been sort of an unraveling of like, why did this have to happen? Why does rape happen? Why do parents assault their kids? Why do we not understand how to move on or be better human beings? And a lot of that is because there's so much noise in our body, and we don't know until we sit down, quiet our bodies, quiet our minds, and let the story of us. We have to witness our own stories sometimes. We're so busy witnessing other people's stories we don't
true.
give honor and the respect to the stories we have for ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tears and crying, and nobody wants to cry for themselves. Nobody wants to honor themselves. Nobody wants to sit with their heart, sit with the pain, figure out why it hurts.
Yeah.
All running away, all running to be entertained, all running to, and you know, the thing is, as an 11-year-old, when I came here to this country with speaking 5 different languages, and there's only one language here, open up a history book, and I at 11 already knew that your history books are lies, because the history I read in my country did not match the history you guys have here in the U.S. And the only one profiting is the liar, but yet the history keeps repeating itself, and people wonder why everything's messed up here. It's because the truth needs to be uncovered, and some people just need to sit with themselves to figure out what that truth is. It's not what it is. It may not be what you think it is, but it's going to be okay, because it is the truth of God, or of the true reality. And once you realize that what is real and what is fake, it's a little bit easier to navigate without having to be so scared of everything. So, does that make sense? Like
It does.
you kind of elevate to a level where the bullshit, you'll let the bullshit sit there and smell,
Yeah.
because it's not worth going there.
Yeah, they say history is written by the victors, so.
That's right. There you go. There you go.
And you can see just by reading the history books, you can see by reading the Bible, and if you know anything about the history of the Bible, you know things. Certain parts were taken out, some parts
A
were
lot
added.
of parts. The Vatican still to this day has over 1,000. I think it's like 800 and something square footage of space that they house over a million, or anyways, I don't remember the amount of books, but it's a lot of books that we are not privy to. And you can't just go there to the library and be like, no, you have to have special clearance.
Yep.
So the question is, what is so important that if we read one time, it would literally alter all of it? What is so important that they can't not tell the rest of us? Why?
I agree.
Why? If it's that important, and if it's that altering, where it would literally alter how we live, why can't we see that?
Yeah.
Why can't we see those books?
Yeah.
Why can't we see the Apocryphas? Why can't we? Why?
Yeah.
Why are we given bullshit?
That, and why was the Library of Alexandria burned down?
Oh, they said it was burned down, but
oh, you think something else? You think
no, they have. How else do you think they have all these books? I mean, has a liar ever told the truth?
All right. Huh, I never thought of it.
When are you going to believe a liar?
Yeah,
when is the appropriate time to believe a liar?
Yeah. Huh. I never thought about. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, the thing is, it's all around you. You know it's a lie because.
Yeah. Huh.
So it's almost like we have to learn to literally just not believe everything. Like you have to empty your mind every morning and start fresh every morning. Start fresh every morning. Start fresh every morning. Every morning start fresh and start to learn. Start to learn you.
Yeah.
Start to learn you. Why you are triggered certain ways. You know, because what they've done is they've taken our ability to our emotions, and they've taken that ability to manifest it into matter.
Yeah.
They've taken our ability to have emotion, and they've taken it to manifest matter. And the way they do that is by entertaining us through entertainment that's create emotion that creates division, because none of the entertainment that we have here creates community.
Yeah.
It creates egos, it creates personalities, it creates, hey, LGBT, it creates anything. The ability for entertainment to take you to the nth degree is all possibility.
Yeah.
It's like what God says. Anything is possible except in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Because you're not really honoring yourself. It's taking you away from like really seeing who you are. So until then, you're just going to be a product of what they give you. But if you don't want to be a product of what they give you, then you've got to figure out who you are so you can be the being that you're meant to be in this lifetime, and not a product of what's out there. If that does that make sense?
It does. It does. So we're coming up on almost 15 minutes on this interview. I told you I wouldn't hold you too long. I do want to do a part 2 with you because there's a lot to. I know you have a lot to say. You're a very interesting person. So
I care a lot about. I care a lot because I've experienced a lot, and like I was telling you, I'm kind of walking this world on my own. I don't have not a lot of support, and I have a lot of health issues. There's a lot of stuff I keep to myself because it's between me and God. But I wake up every morning. I try my best. I just try to get back in a way that is not so obvious.
Yeah. So I won't go into detail about this. I know you said you like film movies.
I do movies.
Is there anywhere, I guess if a lot of people watch this interview, is there anywhere where they can watch any of your movies that would help, I guess?
Sure. So one of my movies is on Amazon Prime. It's called Hurt People by Robert Rankin. And it actually won an award for Best Picture in a film festival. So it's got awards attached to it.
Oh wow!
Hurt People, and I think you can find all the other ones on YouTube. If you look up Robert Rankin, Perfect Vision, you should be able to find it. Or Sidney Sebastian, SYDNEY SEBESTYEN, and it's Griffin Media, GRIFFIN Media, MEDIA LLC.
Okay. I usually ask everybody that I interview, do you have a Cash App in case people want to donate money? I know everybody's struggling out here. Most people are struggling financially. So if anybody wants to donate.
I do. I have a Cash App. My Cash App is SYDSEB369.
Okay. And it'll pop up right next door in the interview when this is posted. So.
Awesome.
Anything else that you want to say before we end this interview?
No, just, you know what? Just be who you are meant to be, not who you think you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just be good, be kind, and always be in your kung fu.
All right. I got it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the interview, and you have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.